This is a brand new fishery.
Woo! Double! Oh!
Double. It's on the lower Susitna River, about 20 miles downstream of the Deshka River boat launch. Maybe a 45-minute to an hour boat ride. It's about a 6-mile stretch of river. It begins about a mile downstream of Susitna Station and then extends down to the Alexander Cutoff or the tip of Bell Island. It's easy to identify. We posted some big orange signs out so everyone can see where to fish. It's mainly boat accessible, although there are some sandbars that Super Cups can get in on and land. This fishery came about when several proposals were submitted to the board to try and get a personal use fishery on the Susitna River. This area has long been known for sport fishing and the numerous clearwater streams that flow into the Susitna River, but there has never been a personal use fishery on it. This was implemented as a dipnet fishery, and so it's an opportunity for locals or anyone that wants to participate to come down and participate. It's part of the Upper Cook Inlet personal use dipnet permit. Whether you're dipping in the Kenai or Fish Creek or the Susitna, they all go on to that permit. There's 4 species of Pacific salmon available with this permit. King salmon are excluded, but by this time most of the king salmon are through and they're up spawning right now. So there's pink salmon, chum salmon, sockeye salmon, and coho or salmon. And predominantly the species that people would like to get are the sockeye and coho salmon. Folks often call our office and ask us about can they use the weir counts to see when it would be a good time to come down here and go fishing. And the weirs that are run on the Deshka River for coho salmon and the weirs at Larson and Shalatna and Judd Lakes for sockeye are too far upstream to gauge when to come down here and to fish. Early in July, it might be a little bit light on success, but then it'll build with each period throughout July. So it's best just to come down, explore, talk to other people, see how they're doing.
Are you guys having much luck? Yeah? Reds, pinks? Everything. Everything.
This fishery is on a big river. This is the Susitna River. It's highly glacial. And so it's important that when people come boating down here, they're prepared and they have all the things on their boat that they should have. And most importantly is for them to wear their life jackets, even when you're dip netting. And even when you're dip netting from shore, if you're walking the net down the bank, you could step in a hole, trip over a log, and that type of a thing. So always a good idea to have a life jacket on. One thing is that on the Susitna, there's a lot of log jams.
There's that snag might be coming up here.
Figuring out where those are and how to stay off of them is the first trick. And then once you find and you start catching fish, then you stick with what you know. Everyone that we've seen down here today has been catching fish in different places. And there's probably 20 to 30 boats out on the stretch of the fishery that's open. And some places you'll see a couple, 2 or 3 boats. And it's always good to be respectful of other dippers when you're down and dipping around them. But really, there's plenty of room along this 6-mile stretch. There's a group of dippers that were along the sandbar earlier today, and out of 3 different permits, they brought home 75 silvers and red salmon between the 3 of them. So that worked out pretty good for them. One thing about a dip net fishery like this is that it provides opportunities for Alaska residents to put fish in the freezer. And that's a great opportunity to do that. And you can do it in one day if the fishing is good. And so you might not have to go out on numerous rod and reel trips. Come down, if the sockeye and coho and chum and pink, everything is running up the river, that's your chance to put some really fresh fish away for the winter, and that's a really good deal.